How many shots did you hear?
2.
You heard 2?
And I thought it was a balloon at first. Then I heard the secondary shot. And I ran out there and seen her laying there going, so I called you guys immediately.
In April of 2018, a Florida man told dispatch that his wife accidentally shot herself. But from the moment officers stepped inside the house, nothing added up.
Victim advocate.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Misplaced camera footage, a strange mix of rubber bullets and real ammo, and blood that wasn't where it should be. A crime scene littered with red flags.
I said I don't know if it's her blood or my blood. That's just me.
So how would you have her blood on you?
As detectives got to the bottom of what was really going on, what they discovered pointed to a conclusion that no one saw coming.
Nobody's trying to pin anything on you.
I'm just telling you what I heard. Never do anything like that.
Accidents
and I
happen.
feel kind of offended.
Much of the footage you're about to see has never been seen before. This is the case of Keith Johansson. On April 7, 2018, police received a panicked call from a residence on Felter Lane in Palm Coast, Florida. The caller, 39-year-old Keith Johansson, stated that his wife, 25-year-old Brandy Salenza, had been shot.
What's going on there? I was in the shower. I heard gunshots. And I think my wife shot herself.
What happened?
I was in the shower and I heard some gunshots.
Okay.
I think that my wife accidentally shot herself.
You see her?
Yes.
All right. Where did she shoot herself?
Looks like in my bedroom.
Where did she shoot herself bodily?
I don't know. I can't see it.
What do you actually see?
She's laying down right next to the bed.
Where is she bleeding from anywhere?
I don't see it. I don't see blood.
Okay. Do you see a gun on the floor or anything?
Yes, I ain't moving it.
What kind of gun?
It is a 9mm.
Okay. Do you see any head wound? Did she shoot herself or anything in the head? I need somebody to page it out for me. Do you see anything in the head?
No.
All right. Do you see any? Have you tried waking her up? Do you see any part of her body where she got shot that you can possibly apply pressure?
When police and an ambulance arrived, Brandy was inside the master bedroom, bleeding profusely from a gunshot wound to the chest. They ushered Keith and Brandy's 6-year-old son, Rylan, outside as paramedics tended to Brandy. While outside, officers attempted to get a better understanding from Keith of what happened to his wife.
Relax, man. Relax.
It's my wife, man.
I got you. You alright, bud? What's your name? I just got them out here to secure them for right now.
They're the only ones other than...
Yes, there's 2 zeros in the room with her. It's Brandy Johansson?
Yes.
Spell it.
Johansen.
Johansen. And what's her birthday?
Her maiden name is Salenza. We haven't changed that over yet.
Alright.
C-E-L-E-N-Z-A.
C-E-L-E-N-Z-A.
E-N-Z-A. Yes.
And what's her birthday?
March 1st, 1993.
March 1st?
Correct.
What is it?
March 1st, 1993.
Alright, what's your name, man?
My name is Mr. Keith Johansson.
Keith?
Yep.
What's your middle name?
Jay. For John.
And your birthday?
3/10/82.
3/10?
1982.
82?
Correct.
So Keith, what's going on today?
Nothing.
You guys were talking?
Yeah, man, we got up. I took a shower. She just made her coffee.
Okay.
What
What
time
time
did
did you guys wake up?
Shower. I heard boom, boom, boom. I got out, and she was laying on the floor with guns right next to her. And I was like, no.
Okay.
So I called you guys immediately.
What time did you
Hey,
guys
can
wake
you
up?
come to my house now? Because Brandy accidentally shot herself. Yes, the ambulance will come here, correct?
Can we secure? Ron, do you want to go have a seat in one of the
Now!
cop cars
Okay.
for a little bit?
Alright.
Come on, man.
Alright, bye.
Keith, what time did you guys wake up?
I woke up about 9.
9? Okay. You guys arguing or anything?
Nothing like that.
Okay. Has she been depressed or anything?
No.
Has she made any kind of statements that she wanted to hurt herself or anything?
No, man. We just got in this house. We're having a good, we tried to start a new life.
Right. Where were you guys at before?
We were about 5 miles down.
Okay. Is she on any kind of medications?
None.
Any kind of drugs?
Nothing. We smoke a little weed and that's it.
Just a little weed. Has she been drinking at all?
No. We don't drink.
All right. So just maybe a little bit of weed.
Yeah.
So you got in the shower. How long were you in the shower? Would you say?
Maybe 5 minutes.
5 minutes.
And I heard
5
boom,
minutes.
boom, and I thought it was a balloon.
How many shots did you hear?
2.
You heard 2?
And I thought it was a balloon at first. Then I heard the secondary shot. And I ran out there and seen her laying there going, so I called you guys immediately.
Where was?
Watching TV, kind of in and out of sleep, yeah.
Okay, so his room is separate from.
It's right next to ours.
Okay, but it's separate from where she was at. She
Correct.
didn't see anything.
No.
Okay.
Thank God.
All right. What kind of gun is it?
I don't know which one got her. They're both 9
Hey, sir,
millimeters.
just give me a second. I'm talking to the spouse right now.
They're both 9 millimeters. One's a Beretta and one's a Detaining, I believe. Please tell me that you guys can save her.
Who's coming to pick up Rylan?
My mother.
Your mom? What's your mom's name?
My mom is Lori Johansson.
Lori?
Yes.
Lauri?
Lauri.
Yeah. Johansson. Where's she live?
I don't know. Over in the B section on.
B section. Okay.
Please tell me that you can.
Listen, man, I haven't even gone in there yet. I've been talking to you. All right. Just
We
try.
just got married, man.
I got you. When did you guys get married?
Last year, but we were gonna renew our wedding in 2 months.
Okay. All right, just hang out right here for me. All right. Don't go inside. Stay right here. Okay.
Is it one of these?
Is she okay, sir?
We're still dealing with that. Is it one of these? Yeah, yeah. Were you in the shower?
Yeah.
And you heard what?
Bang, bang. The first time I thought it was just a balloon.
You heard 2 shots?
Yeah. I don't know where nurse is.
Okay.
I have no idea. I don't know. Please tell me she's okay.
We're working out at the moment. Him? Hey, come here for a second. All right.
So far, the only information the officers have is that Keith heard 2 pops and followed the sound to find his wife on the floor. But one of the officers noted several odd things about Keith that led him to question whether that was really the case.
Did you get a victim advocate? Did you get a victim advocate? Yeah. No. Yeah. Did you get a victim advocate?
Just on the phone with somebody, I'm not sure.
Oh, they put him in the back seat. Not at the moment, no. He's gonna have to talk to an interview with ISD. Do we have her name? Oh. Yes.
No.
Just have a seat right here, Fred.
What do I do?
At this time, just
This is the only one I had.
right. Listen.
Mom.
Huh? We're just at this point we don't want to freak them out any more than what's going on. Okay?
What do I do?
I don't know at this point. All right?
Why?
I don't know. That's what we're.
There is
trying
no
to find
God.
out. Huh?
There is no God. I don't
Was
understand why
she-
he would do this to us.
Was she having any kind of difficulties?
None, man. We were fine, perfect.
Was she? I mean, did she have any kind of like mental health issues?
Not really. She gets depressed
once
in a while, but
She
nothing.
wasn't having anything.
No, nothing like mentally.
That's her son?
Yes.
He lives with you guys? Full time?
Yeah, well, his dad takes him on the weekends, but
Okay,
yeah.
who's dad?
James Bruce, I'm sure you know.
Okay. So he just has him every other weekend or something like that. All right.
Ew, man. This is my wife.
Where's her mom at?
Down the street.
Her mom lives here?
Yeah.
All right. Are you guys on good terms with mom?
Yeah, perfect. She was over the other day, gave us stuff.
Okay.
I mean, we've been fine and happy.
Was there like
We just got married, dude.
was there any like you guys have any kind of arguments today?
No, nothing.
No?
No, she woke up, she made some coffee, she's gonna make breakfast.
Okay.
I took a shower.
Is that your phone? Listen, don't tell anybody right now. Just kind of. I know. Do you want to not answer it? I mean.
I can't. I don't know if I can deal with it,
All right,
man.
yeah, just. Just want to stick it up there, or you just stick it in your
I'm
pocket?
selling all my guns.
So these are your guns?
One of them's hers.
One of them's hers. All right. What
And they're new. I just got them not too long ago.
Where?
That's my sister.
All right. Where did you get the guns at?
One at the Bass Pro Shop and the other at Florida Gun Exchange.
So which gun was hers? Huh?
She's gone. Oh God! Shut up! Shut up! Just had it. Sure. I don't want nobody to ever have a gun in this family again.
So she knows how to shoot. She's familiar with guns.
Yeah.
When was the last time you guys went shooting?
2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Did you guys like go down there? Where'd y'all go?
Regular states.
Okay. And she typically uses.
Don't tell him nothing. I should be the one to do that. I'm trying to be strong. Sorry.
No, listen. This is definitely.
I just don't know.
traumatic. Yes, I got you.
As officers continued to investigate the scene, they found more reason to be suspicious of Keith's story.
The only thing that thing is the shell is underneath his shirt. Under her shirt? Under his shirt.
Where?
The casing.
It's like right at the foot of the bed.
But dude, he's got scratches and blood all over him. And he said that he was in the shower. He's not wet at all. Yeah, no, I'm just making. I said, you need anything, you give us a holler. Oh, he's got a lighter for him, okay.
You talked to her?
I talked to her the last couple of days, yes.
Okay.
And she said the thoughts going on in my head are really bad. And she wouldn't tell me what they were. And she said they're really bad thoughts and if they're not right.
Do you know if she's like does any kind of narcotics, alcohol?
She doesn't do alcohol. She is on she was supposed to be on an antidepressant. She has seen a therapist a long time ago.
That's my sister.
And she's bipolar. So, and you know, she talks to us a lot, and she did say that to me just a couple days ago. And she sounded like she was really getting depressed. So I said, Brandy, I got a name of a therapist. Would you please call her and talk to her? And she said she was going to. but that's the last I heard. That was on Wednesday night. Has anybody called her family?
Not right now.
I know where they live. Should I go tell them?
At this point, we're trying to let the detectives have already been called. They're going to come out here, kind of just do the once over. They're going to want to talk to him, want to talk to Rylan, and just kind of.
Because I know that she's been severely beaten in the past by her past boyfriends, Rylan's dad and stuff.
Right.
And I know that she lost a baby from a beating, and she's never handled that well.
Right.
And she's got a lot of issues.
Right.
Father, can I talk to my son?
At this time, we're not gonna have anybody talk to anybody. We're not gonna try to
Okay.
complicate.
Well, I understand, but where is
Right.
he? Can I at least let him know
right
I'm
here.
here?
It's right here.
Okay, can I tap on a window or something?
The
I
door's
just want to.
open. The door's
okay.
open.
All right, thank you.
Not under arrest or any sort of imagination. We're just trying to limit the.
I'll take all of the guns. Everybody better get rid of them. Let me go get you. Better get rid of yours, everybody.
No, I'll take. How soon can we get in the house?
At this point, we're still in the initial phases of everything. So I mean,
I got you.
at this point, I would.
I understand.
I can't give you.
Yeah,
any
you can't give
information.
any
Right.
answers. I understand.
This is all just.
It's all. I know
Fresh.
it's tragic. Yes. Is Ryan free to come with us?
Not right now. I'm waiting for the detectives to, just so we can just
Get it all sorted
Yeah.
out. I understand completely. All right, just calm down. No, is he going to go? Is he going to be arrested?
no, he hasn't.
Oh, you're not going to be arrested?
Sir.
Should I? Okay, well, I didn't
Sir,
know.
okay, this is why we're not
Yeah,
trying to.
yeah,
I'm trying to get him to calm down.
I am too.
Go ahead, you can leave for right now until we get this all squared away.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thank you. All right, these were there for you. I just wanted to find
Well,
out.
I already told
I
you he's
understand.
not under arrest. We're just trying to just de-escalate everything right now.
I got you.
This is a traumatic situation.
It is for everybody. All right, thank you.
Grandma said she'd take the cat if it was a nuisance.
Keith was transported to the Flagler County Sheriff's Office and taken straight to an interrogation room. He was given a shirt, and after a short wait, detectives came in to talk to him.
How would you describe your relationship?
The best one that I've had yet. I mean, she was everything that I wanted her to be. Everybody has their problems here and there, yeah, of course. But it was, she woke me up, she made breakfast, she had my back, you know? Mm-hmm. And that's very rare. I've had one bad relationship before, and that was nothing like this one. I mean, as far as I know, we were loved it, happy, we did things with kids, we did our thing. And we're trying to start a new life, you know, in a new house. And I would say it was great. I mean, you know, they asked, you know, was she depressed or any of this? And no, it wasn't like that. She would uplift me, you know? And it's just one of those people who you're like, where were they at all my life, you know? I just don't understand the whole situation. I really don't. Do you guys have any information to maybe clarify it a little bit for me?
Well, I mean, we're still pretty early on in the investigation. You have the most pertinent information that we're going to need for this.
Okay, go ahead.
So, you know, I don't feel like we're in a place right now where I can tell you a whole lot of things that I know for a fact.
Okay. You know what I mean? But besides that, I mean, we seem to be happy. I mean, you know, like we'd have our arguments here and there, stupid little things. But never nothing violent, never nothing too crazy, you know? So I would say our relationship was, you know, okay, with the exception of a little bit of bickering here and there, you know?
Was she, when you guys would bicker, was she a yeller? Was she
Sometimes.
a screamer?
Sometimes.
All right, explain that to me. How would all that happen?
She would either yell about something or scream about something, and then she could go to a different room. She'd calm down. How's that?
So out of the two of you, who would you say was the more aggressive during arguments?
Neither.
Neither.
Not the same. You know? We both knew that, you know, stay away and cool down. You know? Haven't had an argument in a couple days, at least. Last night, we had one of her friends over. And we watched the movie. We were on the couch. She was cuddling up with me. We fell asleep. Woke up about 2. And I was like, hey, man, my back hurts. Let's go back. Go back into the bed. I fell asleep. She fell asleep. She must have woke up earlier than me because she had woke me up and was like, wake up, I'm gonna make breakfast, you know? And I was like, okay, I'm gonna take a shower. And I took a shower. And in the shower, I heard a boom. Thought it was a balloon. Then I heard a secondary boom. And I was like, what the hell? Walked out there, slipped on the floor, because they're all wood floors. Slipped on the floor, looked over, and it's her laying there. And I immediately found my phone and called 911. Immediately. And I got on the phone with the 911 dispatcher and was like, hey, I don't, you know, I think she accidentally, you know, because that's what it looked like. That's, you know. And he was kind of yelling at me. He was kind of rude. Well, try to apply pressure. Try to apply pressure. And I was like, I can't get to her. I'm soaking wet. You know what I mean?
Sure.
And then they were like, okay, there's 911 at your door. So I let them in, and they pretty much rushed me out. That's all I really remember about that.
Okay. How was Brandy for the last week or two? How was she mentally?
Mentally? I mean, not like depressed or mad or nothing. She usually was a happy, bubbly person. And you can ask any of her friends this. She was one of those people who you were just like, if you were in the dumps, she would go out of her way to help her friends be out of the dump. You know what I mean? She was just real bubbly, and that's what attracted me to her. Is the bubbly personality, always happy, you know what I mean?
Sure.
And I was thinking, it's like, well, and I was like, why are you always smiling? How could I not, she says. You know, stuff like that sticks with you, you know?
All right, so tell me about your marriage. Were you guys faithful with one another? Was it just a...
For the most part, yeah. She had this online thing, you know what I mean, that she admitted to. You know, I've been flirting online, but whoopee, who cares? You didn't do nothing physically.
Right, when did that happen?
Last week, I'll say. Last week, you know, and I was like, okay, so, and I guess she had said that all of her life she had had that problem and she was addicted and she was going to see if she could see help.
Sure.
Which ain't a big deal to me. I mean, you know, it's not like I'm going to meet up with somebody, you know?
Yeah, sure.
So that's about it with that. But our relationship-wise, awesome. Awesome relationship. We can talk to each other, which is very rare.
Yeah.
The detectives found just what they were looking for, a motive for why Keith might be involved in Brandy's death. While Keith is playing it off like her infidelity wasn't a big deal, cheating has famously played a role in many domestic disputes and spousal murders. It's the ultimate act of betrayal, especially between a couple that's in their first year of marriage, and the idea that he wasn't furious about it is very unlikely.
What time was it that Joanna left last night?
I don't even know. I couldn't tell you. Late 10, 11, maybe? It could have even been 12, I don't know.
And then right after that, what did you and Brandy do?
I smoked a joint and passed out.
Sounds like a good night.
Yeah, I'm just telling you the truth, man.
Hey, no, I'm fine with that. Sounds like you probably had some good sleep.
And then I woke up about 2,
AM?
Huh?
AM?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I woke up about 2, and we moved into our bed, and we both passed out. Because my back hurts, because as you know, I got back issues.
Yeah, sure.
So,
And then what time did you guys wake up today?
I don't know what time she woke up. I woke up, I don't know, 9-ish, 10-ish, I don't know. Then then it was like, because she had to deal with Rylan. So she dealt with Rylan. I passed back out. She woke me up and said, hey, here's some coffee. And I was like, I don't want coffee. And I was like, I want to take a shower. And that's when I went to take my shower.
Okay. Did you guys eat breakfast together today or anything like that?
Didn't have time, because when I was in my shower, that's when the incident happened.
Okay, so she came in, woke you up, said she's gonna make breakfast, and you immediately went in the shower?
Yeah.
Okay.
Which bathroom is that?
Ours.
The master bathroom?
Yeah.
Is there a master bathroom? Is it attached to? I haven't been there.
Yeah, here's the door, here's a closet, and here's the master bathroom. So it's like, I don't know, it's been what? Next thing I remember her hanging us walking in there, peeking through the thing and saying, ha ha ha. And I was like, all right. And that's the last thing I remember. And then right after that, maybe 2-3 minutes after that, I heard a pop. I thought it was Rylan with an air balloon. And I heard a pop, but it was louder.
Are there balloons in there?
There was.
Oh.
And I was like, what the heck? And I walked out, and it was her laying there, and I immediately slid across the floor, found my phone, and called 911.
Okay. So do you have guns in the home?
Yeah.
Okay. And where do you keep them?
On the side of the bed.
Can you explain that to me?
Okay. When you're looking at it from walking in the door, the right side in the actual between the bed and the wood.
Okay, so I'm a very visual person, and I've not seen your bedroom before. Can I get a piece of paper and have you draw that for me? Because I'm gonna get lost, and then I feel stupid, and I don't like to feel stupid. So let me get that.
Okay. Right, you walk in, and here's our bed.
Okay.
Here's my entertainment center. I put it in the right or the left hand between the bed and where the frame hits with the wood.
Okay.
They both fit right in there perfectly.
And you have both guns in that spot?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Right here. Here's the bathroom. When I walked out of the bathroom, she was laying right here by my nightstand.
Okay.
And yes, both guns were on the floor.
Okay.
So what I figured now that I got to think about it is that maybe she was trying to move them, or she slipped, or I don't know. But it was within that area. So your guess is as good as mine, really. I know that she would never do it on purpose.
Do what on purpose? I'm sorry.
Like she would never try to kill herself or something like that.
Right.
But there was one laying right here and one right here. And when I went this way, I kicked one out of the way a little bit because they said to get to her to try to cover any wound. And I was slipping around and I couldn't get to her, and they were yelling at me because I couldn't get to her in a prior any pressure.
Okay, so you didn't apply any pressure to it?
No, I didn't touch her, period.
How often does she touch the guns?
Oh, she has her own too. Often, like she would move one, or if we were out in the living room, she would take one with her, and just to have one around.
So those two guns, were they hers or yours?
They were mine and hers, kind of.
All right, so this is where I have to ask you a couple detailed questions, and like I said, I don't want you to be uncomfortable. If at any time you want to take a break, you want to smoke, I have no issues with that. So you came out of the bathroom after you heard the shots, and tell me in as much detail as you can what you saw, what you heard, what you smelled, everything about the scene, so that I can try and be in it with you.
Okay. Well, I heard pop, pop. went out of the shower, right?
Did you
Looked
get a
over.
towel?
No.
Okay.
Actually, no. And when I got out of the shower, my wood floor slipped. Whoa. And then I was like, what the heck? What was that? And looked over, and she was, and I was like, oh no, Brandy, stay with me. And that's when I called. I smelled, I don't know what I smelled. I wasn't trying. I smelled her in the coffee pot. I smelled the coffee. But I wasn't paying too much detail to what I smelled. What I heard was just pop, pop.
And you thought it was balloons?
I thought the first pop, yes.
Okay.
I thought it was a balloon.
Describe to me what her body looked like.
Her body, man, I don't even want to go into this detail because it was horrible. Her body was right here between the bed and my dresser. And it was back, but in a way that it was back like almost in the corner. And her eyes were open. And I said, hey, and she was non-responsive. Then I seen her eyes roll back, and then I calmed down immediately. I mean, that's just from really quick viewing.
What was she wearing?
I can't even remember what she was wearing. The stuff that she went to bed in, you know, just night stuff. She hadn't got up and gotten wholly dressed yet, I don't think, unless she did it while I was in the shower.
And was she standing up when you saw her?
No.
Okay. How was she?
She was just down like this, like she was leaning against it.
Against what? I'm sorry.
Against a little bit against the bed, but a little bit against, because right behind our bed has a window. So in between my nightstand and my bed.
Okay, so in between the nightstand and the bed, and
Correct.
there's a window back there.
Correct.
Did it look like she hit her head or anything, or she was just laying there?
No, she's just laying there.
Okay, so if her body is here, her head is up here,
Okay.
is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so with her body, where were the guns?
One was like, I mean, it's really small in there.
It's okay.
One was like right here, and one looked like it was right here by my dresser.
So if you can describe it to me by her parts of her body,
Okay.
what were the guns closest to?
Her feet, like she dropped them. So it's closer to her feet.
Can you use a separate piece of paper
Here's,
and maybe do like her body bigger the way she was laying, and then where the guns were in relation to that?
I'm not a good drawer.
Oh no, just stick figure is fine.
Okay. Her.
Okay.
Right? The side of my bed.
Okay.
My dresser. Okay?
Okay.
She was leaned up in the, like right here, almost, here's the window.
Okay.
Right here. And there was a gun that looked like it was here, and one over here, I believe. I'm not sure, because when I rushed in here, one slipped. So it was, I mean, it was still in the same area, but one slipped, and it was more liquid right there.
One slipped how?
Because my foot hit it, because I was slipping all over the damn place.
Oh, okay.
Were you wearing shoes?
No.
And so your foot hit the gun and the one on the right,
Yes.
and it moved off a little bit.
Yes.
Okay. And what did you have on?
Huh?
What did you have on?
Nothing.
Okay. Were you dressed by the time the deputies got there?
Yeah, I grabbed the pants when they said that he was at the door.
Okay.
Grabbed my pants and pulled them up and even answered the door like this. Soaking wet.
Where did you grab your pants from?
From right down on the floor.
Okay. So you didn't take any clothes into the shower with you?
No.
No.
I usually don't. I mean, it's our room.
It's your house.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did she say anything to you?
Nothing. I tried to say, Brandy, 911's coming, 911's coming. And that's it. Which is the most horrible sound you can ever hear.
Yeah, absolutely. So you come out, you see this. Did you touch her at all?
Nope. And that's what the 911 responder was yelling.
The idea that Keith, or any husband, wouldn't make any attempts to save their dying wife is a bit off-putting. He stated earlier that his reason for not doing so was that he was wet, a factor that doesn't typically hinder someone from performing CPR. But he doesn't seem remorseful for not helping her. In fact, he seems totally fine now. Just an hour ago at the scene, he was beside himself with grief. But here, even when recalling the gruesome details of his wife's very recent death, he doesn't seem sad at all.
You said something earlier about not wanting to wash because you had blood on yourself.
Oh, on my finger.
Where did that come from?
Me?
I'm sorry, I'm confused.
I said I don't know if it's her blood or my blood. That's just me.
So how would you have her blood on you?
I don't know. I was near her, but not that close.
Okay, maybe I'm not asking the question the right way. What would have happened to where you would have her blood on you?
I don't think it is. As you see, I was bleeding from here. But they said to lean over her, and I leaned over her, but I did not touch her at all.
I mean, was she squirting blood? Or?
No, it just looked like there was maybe, a little one here, one here, one here, but it didn't look
It's not like it is in the movies.
No, it's not at all. There was no blood on the floor. It didn't look like she was bleeding bad.
Okay.
I don't know where it hit her. And I was flipped out, man, And I immediately called 911, was like, hey, man, this is what happened. You need to get here now.
Mm-hmm.
And then 911 response was very quick. Within maybe 2-3 minutes, boom, they were at the front door.
How many injuries did you see?
None. I just seen blood spots. That's it.
How many blood spots did you see?
2? Or once. Yeah, just her hand, I think, was on this side.
Okay.
Her hand was close to it, I believe. And just 2 little, not even little. That's why I was like, help her. Did you have a chance to help her, man? And
who did you say that to?
The very first officer, I was like, help her now. And he's like, dude, the EMT's on the way. And I was like, help her, please. And he rushed me out immediately.
Okay. So you didn't see anything else wrong with her, and she didn't speak to you at all?
Nope, non-responsive.
Okay. Can you tell me in as much detail as you can, in your mind, what you think really happened?
In my mind, what I think happened, from where she was and the way she was, is maybe she was trying to make our bed, and she grabbed him. And when she grabbed him, one went off, and she dropped the other, or them both. I have no idea. But it was just, you don't think you're gonna get out of the damn shower and see this.
No.
Immediately when I seen her down, I know that she had accidentally let off a round. And that's what I think happened. Of course, I don't know, because I wasn't there for sure. But that's what I would think would happen. Why she'd be moving them makes sense. Why she did move them, I have no idea. Only she knows that. And that's the only thing that I can think of.
In your extensive gun career,
I don't know about extensive, but...
Well, I mean, you're more familiar than she is. How often does it happen that somebody accidentally shoots themselves twice?
I don't know if she was shot once or twice. I don't know.
Well, you said it went off twice.
Yes. I don't know. If she dropped the other one, it happens.
Sure.
I have never heard of it being like that unless you drop it.
Right. Heard of it being like what? I'm sorry.
Like a misfire or whatever you call them, unless you drop it.
Okay.
I mean, that's the only way, unless you pull the trigger again. I mean, that's just common sense. That's about it. I mean, that's the only possible ways it could happen.
Okay. And there definitely was nobody else in the home, right?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
Me, Ryland, and her. That's it.
All right.
Did you look
I don't even know where he was shot at all.
Did you look at all I mean, was there, when the cops got there, the door, you unlocked the door and everything, it was just you guys in the house?
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, the back door was open.
Okay.
The sliding door, but that's always open, and then he'd go out there and smoke cigarettes and stuff. So.
Okay. All right.
Is there anything else that you can think of that you think is important for our investigation?
As far as
Anything, as far as getting justice for your wife?
better gun control schools. Better gun control schools, readily available.
What in the world does that have to do with this?
What? No, because if she knew better gun control, you know, it probably wouldn't have happened.
And you said you don't know where her injuries were, correct?
No.
But at one point you said her hand was over them.
No, I said her hand was to her side like this, I believe.
Okay. And you saw two blood spots?
Yeah, but very, very, very little.
And was that on her clothes or on her body?
Her clothes.
Okay. And was the person on the phone, the dispatcher, telling you to do anything for her? Or
Hold pressure on wherever you see, and I was even telling them, you can even listen to it, as I don't see anything.
Okay.
I don't see anything.
So let me ask you this question. What makes you think she was shot?
That's a good question. The pops.
Okay.
The guns laying there.
Okay.
Besides that, I mean, one is to assume.
Okay. So you don't know for sure that she was shot?
No.
Okay. Well, I mean, you said you have no reason to lie. I mean, I'm not saying that you're flat out lying to us. That's not what I'm saying at all.
Okay.
What I am saying is that what we have at the scene does not add up to what you're telling us. I want to believe you. I do. And I want to keep this relationship going that we have so that it's not difficult for you. I don't want to add to the trauma that you've already gone through. I really
It's
don't.
all gonna be difficult.
Well, yes, but you can make it easier for yourself. We cannot.
Sure.
If after we leave out of this room today, I'm able to say that I feel comfortable with everything that we've talked about, you'll never have to see me again.
Okay.
And at this point, I don't feel comfortable with that.
That's fine. You can investigate as much as you want.
And we're going to.
It's fine.
But this is your opportunity to help yourself and to lay it all out for us. Because there's a backstory. This isn't the story.
This is the story. And I'll get a lawyer and I will prove that this is the real story.
Unfortunately for Keith, his perspective isn't the only side of the story that matters. Someone else was there, Brandy's 6-year-old son, who's old enough to communicate things he might have seen or heard. They're not just asking Keith questions, they're asking his son as well, and his version of the story is slightly different than his stepdad's.
We did ask him.
Okay.
And you know what he told us? Do you want to know?
Yeah, because I wasn't up. So,
He told us that he heard his mom scream.
I heard no screams at all. None.
Why would he make that up?
Ask him.
Is he a liar?
He has been known to tell fibs, yes.
Does he tell you on the regular that his mom screams in the bedroom?
No.
Has he ever told you that his mom screams and it was a lie?
No, not screaming, but he lies about a bunch of other different things. You can ask his real father, and he'll tell you that too.
So why on this date would he lie about his mom screaming in the bedroom?
You guys can try to pin whatever you want on me. She didn't scream.
Listen, dude, nobody's trying to pin anything on you.
I'm just telling you what I heard, man. That's it. What I heard, what I seen. I mean, if you're trying to pin something on me, why would I have called 911?
You have a conscience. That's why. You love your wife. That's why.
So why would...
Shit happens in the heat of the moment. You're not a bad person. You're not a fucking monster.
No. I would never do anything like that.
Accidents
and I
happen.
feel kind of offended.
I feel offended too, if we're gonna go to that level.
I feel really offended that you guys can try to pin an accident on me.
No.
Oh, I thought that's what you were getting at with it. I was like,
Not at all. If an accident happened, we are more than willing to listen to that. But what I'm telling you is what you're conveying as the accident that happened isn't the accident that happened. If something else happened that was accidental,
Sure.
we could lay that out and I would be happy to listen to it. I am not saying that you're a murderer.
No.
I am not saying that you're a bad person, but what I am saying is with my training, my experience, and the crime scene, the accident that you're laying out isn't the one that happened.
Well, that's what I seen. When I came up, that's what I seen.
No, it's hard.
It's very hard.
I know it is. Okay.
And I can't tell you something that I don't know. I'm not gonna make up stuff. I just can't. Well, you can test me for gunpowder, go ahead. I don't care. Do whatever test you need. I do not have nothing that I haven't told you. I haven't stepped out of my box and told you stuff. And that took a lot, you know?
Sure.
And I don't know how you're telling me that that's not what happened.
Well, it's facts. We have trained crime scene personnel that take measurements, that take angles, that, you know, are able to basically reconstruct the incident.
Okay.
I mean, in a 360.
Okay. Can we just back up for a little bit?
Sure.
All right. Let's. Even at the last thing that you were doing before you heard these pops, you and her were in a playful situation where she's screwing around with you and messing with you, and then walks out. So there was no. Is that why you're adamant that, you know, there's no way that she did this to herself? Because I just want you to. There's part of what we're saying is based on.
She didn't.
Just let me finish. Part of what we're saying and part of the angle that we're taking is based on you're saying that she could not have done this to herself.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying that she
So,
could
well,
not
you told me.
I'm saying that's not her person.
But you told me in the thing that the words that you said exactly, and this stuck with me, is that you said you could just rule that out.
Yeah, she's not suicidal.
So, I mean.
But she has had, you know, those mental issues in the past.
Has she ever tried to kill herself?
Not that I'm aware of.
Not that you're aware of. Have you guys ever talked about anything like that?
No. Well, she said that, you know, like stupid stuff. Oh, I'm so stupid. I should just, you know, just kill myself. Nothing like, seriously, I'm going to do it.
I'm sorry, one more time. Say that again?
Okay. She had said stuff in the past, like, oh, I'm so stupid, I'm gonna kill myself. But not like, hey, I'm really gonna do it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Everybody is guilty of that at some point in their life.
But there was no way, in my mind, that she could go from peekaboo to I'm so depressed, I'm gonna kill myself.
Exactly. That's why I ruled that.
So that's your thinking.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
All right. You didn't see anything like and you didn't see anything like in her face or anything like that.
No.
And you actually I'm sorry to bring this up again, but you actually saw her eyes roll back in her head.
Well, I said, Brandy, are you okay? I'm on with 911. Are you okay?
Mm-hmm.
And all I heard is,
oh my God.
Yeah, man. And that is an image that I'm never going to be able to get out of my mind.
Okay. Are there any security cameras installed in your bedroom?
Not in the bedroom, no.
Not in the bedroom.
And the rest of them don't work. They're offline because the batteries are off.
Hypothetically speak, did they record audio and video?
Some of them do, some of them don't.
Okay.
And we just had them up.
When did those get installed?
We installed them ourselves.
Okay, you guys installed them?
We just did it, I don't know, a couple days ago.
Where were the cameras installed exactly?
One in the front, one in the back, one on the side. And this side's not, I haven't got one yet for that side.
Okay. You told somebody, what service are you using? Is it cloud-based or what?
I'm not even sure. They're so new. I believe.
Who are you paying? You paid somebody.
No.
So you don't pay any. Who'd you buy the cameras from?
Walmart.
Do you know what brand they are?
R something?
Okay. At this point in time, I'm gonna have to have you stay here with us and not release you at this time. The reason I want to make sure that we have, I want to make sure that, for example, there is no video, and again, you have to understand, and you have to get past being offended by something just for a minute and understand that I have to make sure there's nothing like footage on the camera of, and again, forgive me for saying this, but footage of you shooting her or something like that.
Sure.
On video. Okay, so they're gonna inspect that stuff. Okay, they're gonna see what there is. They're gonna see how many bullet holes are wherever. Okay, I have not been to the crime scene. And again, you have to understand from my position, I'm working initially for the victim, and she is the decedent. Okay, so I have to make sure that we're doing everything carefully and as carefully as possible to make sure that we don't miss anything. Okay. Now, because we have to, we made the decision that we are going to get the crime scene there and we are going to go through it as a crime scene. Okay. I have to give you your rights, like you've seen in the movies. Okay, I have to read them to you, and you have to acknowledge them. Okay.
Now, should I have order for any of this?
I can't advise you on that. I can let you, we can let your parents come down here. You can talk to.
After reading Keith his Miranda rights, which signify the start of a criminal investigation, the detective steps out of the room and allows him to call his parents. It's unclear if he knows he's being recorded, but he seems genuinely worried about his circumstances during the call.
Keith.
Yes.
What is going on?
I don't know yet.
You have a right. Have they charged you with anything?
Not yet.
Then you have a right to leave right
Nope, they're
now.
detaining me.
They can't detain you. Unless they charge you and arrest you, you have the right to leave. The cop told me that.
Okay,
You tell them that, we got you a lawyer.
Hey, just come down to, you know where the old hospital is in Benel?
Yeah, I know where it's at.
Come here and see me. Now.
Oh, they wouldn't let me in before.
Well, they said that you can come down here and see me.
Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, I'm here.
Come down and see me at the old hospital in Benel.
Okay, well, we get a lawyer.
Yep, you get a lawyer.
It's going to cost you $8,000.
I don't give a now
I know.
they're trying to say this and that.
Sarah put up $1,000.
Okay, alright, give me a lawyer.
We already got him, and they're on the case right now.
Okay, and you tell him to come down here with you.
Well, he's not coming.
Okay.
He's not coming.
Well, they're
But
gonna...
they should be getting all of the information now. They cannot detain you without charging you with anything.
Okay.
And they can't charge you until they get that search warrant and get in that stuff.
Okay, alright.
Keep your mouth shut. Don't say a freaking thing.
Not beyond this point.
Nothing.
Okay, not beyond this point.
Nothing. I don't care what you said before. If they're detaining you, say that your lawyer is, because the lawyer says that they will not let you leave, that's in your favor.
They said that
But
they
you
won't let me
know,
leave.
he said, we told him everything, Keith.
They said that they won't
They
let
said
me
that
leave.
you probably will be charged with a class 3 felony.
For what?
For the pot.
Oh, who cares?
Well, that's what we're concerned about. Also, it says that the investigation is under suspicion for homicide.
Yeah, that's not cool. Give me a lawyer, get him down here right now so they'll let me go.
Well, that's what it said on Flagler Live. So, the lawyer is on it, and Mom and I are on our way right now.
Alright, you come with my lawyer now.
But the lawyer's already on retainer. We already paid him.
They
We
won't
paid
let
him
me.
$1,000.
They won't let me go.
What do you mean they won't let you go?
They won't let me leave.
They are contacting them as we speak. If they do not let you go, then they're in violation of your rights because you have not been charged
Okay, they will
with
not.
anything.
They will not let me go. He just said it.
If they say, am I charged with anything? If they say no, say that I'm leaving.
Okay, well,
Period.
come down and see me now.
All right, I'm on my way.
All right.
Just me. Okay.
You and Mom.
Great. All right. Okay.
Alright, bye.
We're on our way.
Bye.
Bye.
Here, if you have an issue with the fact that you're detained, again, you can tell your parents, you can tell your lawyer, and for the time being, just hang out here.
Why am I being detained?
You are being detained because of...
They said it's under suspicion of homicide?
Who said that?
Flagler Live.
What did Flagler Live say?
That it's under the suspicion of homicide.
Okay, well, every death is treated as a homicide, so
Okay.
I don't know. You're asserting your right to a lawyer, so I'm not going to really talk to you at this point as far as asking you questions.
Okay.
If you need something, I'll be right out
And
here.
you will let me talk to my parents, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Okay? All right. And again, I understand your position. I understand that you don't want to talk at this time. So again, I can't question you or I can't ask you any questions unless you were to come and tell me that you wanted to talk to me.
Okay.
So that's the reason. I'm not trying to be standoffish.
And will you bring them back here?
Yeah, absolutely. Okay.
They should be here quick.
Okay, no problem.
Thank you. These guys.
The lawyer?
I know. I didn't do anything. I didn't say you did.
But you gotta be prepared for them to try to do that. When there's two shots, the main thing I think is because it was 2 shots fired. But I don't.
Not only was Brandy shot twice, but she was shot once in the chest with a rubber bullet, and again with a real bullet, meaning that she was likely shot with 2 different guns. This makes the idea that she shot herself even more unlikely.
Saying you did or didn't. I don't know.
I don't get out of the shower.
Well, that's kind of suspicious too. If you have residue on your hands.
I don't. Go ahead. Take the
Did they already did it? Okay.
Go ahead.
All right. Fine. Good. The lawyer, she just called before you, right after you did, said that she had talked to him just a couple minutes before. So you are released. They just got to let you go. If they don't let you go,
They said no.
Well, they called. She talked to another building. So if they don't let you go within about 15 or 20 minutes, I'm calling the lawyer and they're in.
I'm gonna sue them.
Well, no, no. Tell me, what did you say to them?
Huh?
And you've been through a lot. What did you say to them?
I just asked questions.
The same thing over and over?
Sometimes, but stuff that I can answer, man. Like, when something like that happens, you don't know exactly how many inches or
I understand.
Come on, man, you know what I mean? They didn't have to look at that wife take up the last breath, Dad.
I know. Where did she shoot herself at?
I don't know.
Okay. That might be, maybe that might be suspicious too, where the wounds are. They won't tell anybody.
I don't know.
Because the body is still there. They haven't removed the body yet.
That is sick.
They have to get a search warrant before they can do it. And the examiner hasn't been there either.
So they're dropping the ball.
Well, I don't know. That's normal procedure.
I mean, I was as honest as I could with them.
I know. Well, that's fine, but I know. What about Ron?
Ronald's in the other room.
They're still let him go?
I don't know, but they're trying to pin it all on me, and that's not cool.
What are they saying to you?
Oh, well, this is suspicious, that is suspicious.
Well, you gotta understand.
Asking me questions I don't know.
Well, you have to understand there are some things that seem suspicious. I'm just saying, devil's advocate.
Sure.
Okay? 2 shots.
Sure.
You just got out of the shower.
Sure.
Could have washed all that stuff off. Okay? No witnesses.
I didn't even get to put soap on.
I know. Well, that's neither here nor there. You were wet.
Yeah.
No witnesses.
Rylan said he heard.
He heard 2. He told me he heard 2 pops.
Yeah. Me too. That's what I heard.
He said, because I asked him after I talked to you, or before I talked to you.
Sure.
Because he was over there, your mom was hugging him and stuff. And I asked him, I said, Rylan, what happened?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes, I don't know, Grandpa. I was watching TV and I heard something go pop, pop.
Mm-hmm.
And I know my mom was hurt.
They're trying to tell me that Rylan said that there was a scream. There was no scream that I heard. The only thing that was screaming is me saying, call 911, somebody.
Well, maybe that's what he thought. Well, he's a little kid. They can't go by everything he says. Especially when they're interrogating him without a family member there.
Yeah. I mean, they're trying to say this and that, and I've been as honest as I can.
Well, that's all you can be, but don't you clam up. You're lawyered up now. Shut your mouth. Don't say another word. Say you need anything, you speak to my lawyer. I've got his name and his personal phone number.
This is ridiculous.
Well, Sarah put up $1,000 for
Okay,
because I know you will. And he wants a total of $8,000, and he says they're probably going to get you at least a class 3 felony for the
weed.
Yeah, you might as well talk about it now. It doesn't matter. They're
Yeah,
gonna find
I
it
told
anyway. You already told him?
Yeah.
Oh,
look, I'm honest.
okay. So is that all you have?
Yeah. Herb.
What about those vials?
Herb, guns.
What about the vials?
What? Oh, dabs, that's weed.
I know, but that's different.
No, it's just weed.
No. Well, he said that they'll probably get a class 3 felony for the over 20 some odd grams of pot.
I've been through enough.
Did they tell you that you had the chance that you could leave whenever you wanted to? Did they ever tell you that?
Yeah, but I was trying to cooperate.
All right, but did they tell you you could leave whenever you wanted to?
Then I just asked me, he said, nope, you're detained.
Well, not any longer. If they don't let you go, then I'll call the lawyer and there'll be shit to pay.
We have to wait until forensic investigation
Bullshit.
is done and shit like that.
No, they know that there's drugs in there. That's why they don't want you to leave.
It's just fucking weed.
It doesn't matter, there's drugs. That's why they don't want you to leave, because they know they're going to have to come and arrest you again anyway.
Oh, well, let me at least have my time with my damn family.
You can be with your family for a while, and then, since you know that they're going to do it, maybe tomorrow, I know, the arrangement's already made. But then you can just come in. Now listen,
Dad,
I know, Keith. Tomorrow you can be the man and you can say, I know that you found that stuff. I'm turning myself in, because it's better to do it that way than to have them come haul your ass away with handcuffs. Don't you agree?
Yeah.
Be the man. Okay.
And that way I can get all my money out of my bank account. Just
you need to do that immediately.
My card's in my car.
Well, we can't get in there until they remove all of that tape. You're okay. You got a lawyer. The lawyer said he didn't care about the rest of the retainer. He'd talk to you about that later. The main thing is get you.
I mean, this is what you get for being honest.
I understand, but you have to understand too. They're doing their job. Okay.
I know.
They want to make sure they haven't charged you with anything.
I mean, I wouldn't even.
Obviously, they probably know that it was a suicide, okay?
It wasn't a suicide.
She killed herself.
But why would she kill herself?
Keith, if we do that, Let me stop every in the world.
Right before I heard the pops. I was in the shower, she peeked through the thing and said, boo. And I was like, ah, get out of here. That's the last thing I said to her.
People snap, Keith.
What I think is she was trying to maybe
She was reaching
fix
out.
the bed.
Why would she even have a loaded gun in the first place?
My weapons were in the bed.
Oh.
In the side. So if she took them out to move them, she used to do that all the time.
Why would there be 2 shots? That's what doesn't make sense.
It hit the floor.
Why would those guns don't just go off by hitting the floor, Keith?
I don't know.
I know you don't know, but they don't go off by hitting the floor. You have expensive guns, they wouldn't do that.
No, only one of them has a safety.
It doesn't matter. That trigger had to be a hair trigger to do that.
One of them is.
Which one was used?
I don't know.
Okay. All right. No, I'm not grilling you. I mean,
No,
your dad. I want the best.
They haven't even told me much. Then you know more than me.
Oh, I don't know anything either. Frickin' from Flagler Live, not even a real reporter was there.
Stuff should be private.
Well, no, it's not private. It's public record.
Yeah.
But he was there and he was talking to the neighbors and blah blah blah.
They don't know us.
No, well, they said that that Ryland just started playing with the neighbor across the street, and they were having a party across the street.
Yeah, I know. We were invited.
And the guy down the street was there next door to them, the couple where we were parked. That there was a bunch of people there on their trucks, and they were taking. I says, you know what, guys, have a little respect.
Yes, sir. That's
Sir.
ridiculous.
Hi.
Can I talk to you outside
Yeah.
real quick? Lawyer can call us.
I wasn't done with my conversation.
Oh, okay, sure.
The lawyer's already.
Okay, all right.
So
I'll
you
be-
should have had that information by now.
I'll talk to the lawyer then.
Okay. Thank you. All right.
What are you saying?
They just told me basically what they did you, that you weren't told where she was shot.
No.
She was shot in the chest and in the shoulder in this area.
Okay.
That's one of them went completely through the body.
Okay.
That's all he told me. And he said that's what's very suspicious.
Not if she got the 2 guns out of the thing.
Well, I don't know. I have no idea. If there was 2 guns involved, well, I mean, he mentioned something about 2 guns, but I didn't, And I says, is it feasible? And he says, not really. No, I'm not blaming it. I'm not doing anything.
You're fucking kidding me.
Well, I mean, crazier things happen. But he says that you are a person of interest. But you already know that.
Yeah.
But you're not going to be charged with anything about that.
Why don't I fucking leave?
I just asked him, I said, can we leave? No.
Why?
We have to go through the crime scene first. And I says,
I know.
I says, if he's not charged, you have to let him go.
Mm.
And he goes, well, and I says, well, we have a lawyer.
Mm.
And the lawyer is already contacted and you have to release him.
Yeah.
And he goes, he's not free to go.
So?
They are going to, I'm going to go get your mom. We are going to be able to go see Ryland.
Okay.
Okay. He does know, like I said,
I tried to keep it.
Okay, they're trying to keep him occupied and so on. So he's somewhat prepared.
Hmm.
So we just need to know. Should we tell him? I think we could probably do it a little easier than you can right now, Keith. We can put God in there.
Mm-hmm.
Say you're with your sister and mommy is in heaven.
I didn't do it.
I didn't say you did.
But they're acting like I did.
It's suspicious being shot once in the chest and once in the shoulder. That's very suspicious. You got to understand that. I'm not saying you did or didn't. I wasn't there.
I didn't see any shots though.
Oh, that doesn't mean anything. Was she laying on her stomach? Was it in her back? Was it a clump? How
Laying
was
on
she?
her back by the bed.
No, you just chose not to see it then.
All I seen is like a little spot of blood, not no like big pool.
Well, usually when you get shot like that, you don't have big pools of blood unless it hits a heart or an artery.
Okay.
But he said once in the shoulder and once in the chest. Wherever. He said in this area.
Okay.
So we got that information.
This is what you get for being honest, man.
Well, maybe you're being honest. I'm not saying you are or not. I mean, I'm sure you are, but you still have to understand there's a death involved.
I know.
And it's a gunshots, and there's 2 of them. And it's a supposedly suicide. Is it an accident? Is it a suicide?
I wasn't out there. I don't know.
Did she shoot herself and then drop the gun go off?
That's
all these different things, and that's what they're trying to figure out too. They will know once they do the autopsy, which they will have to do. They do the autopsy, and I don't know if they can even find the other bullet because they were standing out by the back window. That was your room, right?
Yeah.
In the back on the right. Well, there was 2 in the back because maybe the bullet went through the wall.
I don't know.
Out because they were standing there. One guy had an umbrella standing outside in the rain.
Yeah. I don't know.
So maybe one shell went out. That's where it went. But the other one's in her
I wish.
The one that's in her cavity was the one in the chest.
The thing I wish is I would have took that shower.
Well,
I would have had her come in with me.
Not know when things like this happen, Keith.
I would have had her come in with me.
No. You don't know, Keith. People snap. She's been very depressed.
Not really recently.
Yeah, she has.
She's been hiding it.
Not to your mom or to Sarah.
Yeah, see, this is stuff I don't know.
Because she talked to your mom and told your mom that I'm not a good person.
But why?
When did her baby die?
That's what I told them.
When?
A year ago. Well,
when?
Well, 3 years ago. But
what time? Is it close to that anniversary?
She had said something. I don't know, a week and a half ago.
She said something else too.
Man, I miss her,
But she wasn't on her drugs.
I was always there for her.
I know that, Dad. But she wasn't on her medication. Bipolar.
Was she stopped? I don't know if it was bipolar or
she says she
for her anxiety is what she told me.
She was taking drugs for that and she quit.
Sure, and she was fine.
But she wasn't fine.
Well, why didn't she let me know that?
Keith's mom is brought into the room, and the conversation about the case becomes more focused on his possible guilt.
He's worried about you.
He is worried about you.
I know he is.
And I says, well, don't worry about Daddy. He's fine. Are you going to take Daddy home? And he says, well, maybe we will. I said, but they're talking to him. They have to talk to you because of, He says, because, is he going to go home? He said something. Yeah, he does. And he says that, what was it he said about, about a game. And I said, well, we can't get your game. Oh, man. He said, is that because of the yellow tape around the house?
So he knows.
He knows. So he's the one that, she just came out and told us that he told her that Mommy has passed away.
How did he know?
I don't know. They don't know.
They don't know.
Somebody must have said something somewhere.
I think he's smart enough and he's seen enough TV.
He can't see you. Being in a police station.
He does watch all that shit all the time.
Yes, he probably put it together.
He just put it all together. He's a smart little guy.
He knows that.
And he's taking it very well.
Yeah.
If he really understands.
Okay.
But how would you think? I mean, you would think, well, maybe something happened. Maybe the other person did it to him. I mean, that is a thought that comes in your mind.
Sure. And how it looks just by
everything that's but they may not even know the facts we know.
Yeah.
Because we've been here, they have not.
And it could have been an accident. Maybe she was moving.
That's the very first thing I thought.
I don't know. Forensics will tell, Keith.
Because why would she have both of them? That doesn't make sense.
Because she was moving them. That makes sense.
Maybe.
Probably getting them out of the drawers for Ryland and putting them.
No, it wasn't in the drawer. It was in the side of the bed. There, I know. It was in the side of the bed. I had them both like this.
And they were both together?
Well, they were both. Yeah.
So they were both on one side?
Yeah.
Well, that would make sense.
Yeah. Again, forensics will tell.
Yeah.
I don't know anything about that stuff, but I would think that the angle of
whatever
that it struck will determine if it was this way or this way.
Sure.
If they fell, it would be up. I'm sure of that.
And they already took a test. I didn't shoot no gun, so.
That's fine. You didn't touch anything in there, did you?
Not that I'm aware of.
You didn't touch the guns or anything, did you?
I mean, last night.
Well, that's nice.
to bring them into the room.
Well, yeah, your fingerprints are gonna be on there because they're yours, of course.
Yeah, I mean,
But the main thing is there's no residue.
No.
But then you took a shower.
but I didn't have time to even use up.
Doesn't matter. Anyway,
I mean,
now you're gonna talk about that.
why would she wait until I took a shower if it was a suicide thing?
I think it was an accident, to be quite
I don't
honest.
know.
Me too.
If she said she was gonna make breakfast and
Yeah, and
everything,
hey boo, you know?
Again, Casey.
And the only thing I said
What
is,
was-
get out of here. Did she take that wrong?
Maybe. People snap, Keith. You
and
don't
maybe she
know.
didn't, maybe she was just doing stuff and she, like you said, she tripped and fell. That could be possible, especially since that one didn't have a safety.
I don't know, Keith. All I know is the forensics are gonna tell.
I don't know if the other one, the safety was off on. I don't know.
Well, again, if you weren't in there, you don't know.
Exactly, and they're trying to rack my brain or something.
They're
I
just
don't know.
they're just doing their job, Keith. But they might be going overboard a little bit, but it does look suspicious.
Sure,
Even you'll admit that.
sure, but you know, I'm not gonna be accused of something that I really didn't do.
Well, you don't have any choice about that. If they accuse you, they accuse you. You have no choice. Just keep your mouth shut.
What?
You hear me?
Yeah.
Keep your mouth shut and stay. They're keeping you here until they get the search warrant and they search everything and they find the pot.
I don't.
It doesn't matter.
That's why they're keeping.
That's
So
why
they
they keep
can
you
charge
here,
you.
so they
Charge
can
me.
charge you.
Charge me with fucking weed. I don't give a
Well,
shit.
that
If you
could very
have a
well
lot,
be.
it's gonna make a big
Well,
difference.
No.
The lawyer said anything over a certain amount is basically the same, unless you got pounds and pounds and pounds of it or something. I don't know. I don't know the law. All I know is you told them. They know.
And
But
then
they have to
what you
find it. They're gonna have to find it. If what you told them is just hearsay. They have to have the physical evidence.
Yeah.
Once they have the physical evidence, they'll arrest you.
Did you talk to his dad?
No. He's gonna be here soon. I don't even know what he looks like.
Well, how all of the papers and shit are looking, man, is.
I don't know.
They're trying to make me look out to be something.
No, they're not really.
It's that one jerk from Flagler Life,
And
and all he
the lawyer,
is
you
is
heard
a-
what the lawyer said. I
That's-
told him,
that's-
and
that's
the
not
lawyer
cool.
said that. Even this cop said the same thing. That's not good. That person is wrong.
What he
That's
does is he
staggering.
listens
No,
to
didn't.
police scanners, he goes there and shows up and
He's
does
a
his reports
scanner
on
runner.
him.
Oh, what a scumbag.
And all he did was
And
talk
he
to the
tried to talk to
neighbors.
me. I walked by the car and he rolled the window down like, he looked at me and he says, how are you? And I says, this fellow's gonna be inspected. He said, do you wanna say something to me?
They're like, yeah, we
And I
scumbag.
said, no. And I said, no. And he goes, okay. He said, I respect that. I says, please respect our privacy.
Sure.
And I walked away.
You know, the neighbors probably think I did something.
No, the neighbors aren't in support of you.
Good.
The ones that I talked to, there was a one guy over there with a dog, like a pit bull or whatever. He says we're a neighborhood here. We look out for each other. You know, Keith's a good guy. We want the best for him, and that's all we are. That's all we want. Now, one guy was a jerk, but that was okay. I apologized to him because I was really stressed.
The dude that's right next door?
No, down
No,
at
across the street next door to the one.
And we've had problems with him in our yard.
No. There was a guy came up from the next block.
Oh, yeah.
Drunk.
Drunk. Seemed like he was drunk or weird anyway.
Black guy?
He come up.
No, white guy
guy.
with white hair.
And he asked, he says, well, what's going on? And the cop says, well, this is a personal issue. And he goes, well, what's going on? I live right over there. And I said, sir, this is personal. Kind of.
He gave me a big hug and stuff.
Yes, sir.
Can I talk to you real quick?
Yeah. Both of us?
Just you.
Okay. A big hug.
Brandon's dad's picked him up. I seen him in the hallway. Grandpa, he said that I don't think they're going to do any residue, but they will test the gun.
Okay.
And for DNA.
Sure. Well, mine's gonna be on it anyway.
Well, I understand, but if there's anybody other than hers and yours,
okay.
If someone else is on there, then they'll go a different avenue. I don't know, Keith.
Well, you look like you had something to say.
I don't know what to say.
No, he was saying.
I mean,
He says, I
like
was
I
in the
said,
shower, there was no
I
scream.
know, but I mean, There are things that are very suspicious, and you admit that.
But he said there, unless he was remembering when I was screaming afterwards to call 911.
I don't know. That's kind of moot at this point. They are going to let you go. They're going to do once they do your, execute the secure, or your clothes, take your clothes. They are going to take your clothes, and they're gonna call it the other one because they're executing that right now.
Okay.
At the house.
Okay.
And they're gonna let you go. Now,
I gotta stay at your house, correct?
No.
But he won't go back.
You can't go back there.
Yep.
And I said you would stay at our house.
Of course I will.
And, he says, well, they don't really have enough to charge you with anything at this point.
Sure. Well, because I didn't.
But that doesn't mean they won't.
Sure.
Well, whatever the truth may be, it will come out.
I wish I knew.
The forensics will prove everything.
Yeah.
Without a shadow of a doubt.
Sure.
Whether you did it or now listen, you know what we're talking about. I told you this before.
I know. You can't rule anything out.
Whether you did it, someone else did it, or it was an accident.
Sure.
The forensics will tell it.
Sure.
Okay? And that's all we can say at this point.
They let me see it.
Because he was at the scene.
So?
Have to keep you two separated.
Yeah.
And why would Ryland said he heard somebody scream?
He
says,
He said he
shouted it.
That doesn't mean I don't know.
See, these guys said for a fact he said it.
Well, maybe he did.
I was like, I don't know, I hear it, man.
I don't know. Like I said, the only way this is all going to be going is by the forensics.
Yeah.
And if they charge you with something, a trial.
Yeah.
And they got to prove it.
Yeah.
You don't have to prove anything. They have to prove that if they charge you with murder or whatever, they have to prove that you actually did it.
Well, I didn't do anything. This is just crazy.
Okay, I believe you.
This is just
insane. You're my son and I believe you.
I mean,
but you never know what's going to happen.
I hardly even stick up for myself. Are you kidding me? I let some little girl beat me up in my last marriage. Are you kidding me? You know?
Yeah.
You guys raised me better than that.
I mean, he's never hit anybody.
A lot of people that are raised like that can still go out and do things. People snap.
Didn't snap.
I didn't say you did. I didn't say you did. And I'm not accusing you of anything.
I was trying to have a good day. I was going to take Ryland out and we were going to have a real good day. Because last night me and her talked about it. She's like, so what do you want to do tomorrow? I was like, let's go have a bunch of fun with Ryland. He deserves it. He was good all week. Like if I would have known, man, I would have at least had a lot of things to her, you know?
You know, we all feel that way, Keith, when someone passes away.
But I wish I would have.
Can't live in the past. You can't fill your.
I wish I would have said, hey, jump in the shower with me, you know? I could have saved her life.
Maybe. But then it might have happened the day after that. Or later in the day. And who knows, they might come and arrest you tomorrow or something. Who knows?
So be it.
I mean, I'm just saying, we don't know.
I'm innocent, so.
You're not going to run, are you?
Yeah.
That'd look good.
Yeah, across the street. Hell no.
Once he talks with the other detectives, whatever they're doing up there, then they'll take your clothes and you'll be able to go. All these ifs. Then again, if they find something they can charge you with, you can bet your ass they're going to charge you with something. Maybe not. I don't know. That's up to them. But they can't really hold you because they have no evidence against anything at this point. They can detain you for so long, but
yeah, but I think they're past.
But they have to charge you before they can keep you.
I think why they were the Mirandas. And
they have to
be Mirandas because they can only keep me so long without doing that.
They can keep you 72 hours or something, I think. I don't know. I have no idea. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a cop. I don't know.
My lawyer did say that this is very inhumane.
I don't know about that either. Like I said, I don't know.
Like, he said, why can't they just leave you alone and let you breathe? That's a good question. I asked them that. And she's like, I'm gonna.
Because of all of the different suspicious circumstances.
I know. But.
And you said it too.
Yeah,
it's very suspicious.
Who knows?
I don't know, Keith. I have no idea. I'm not going to judge. I'm not going to condemn. I'm just going to tell you that I'm always there for you, no matter what.
I know. And you're going to need to be. And you'll need to be, trust me. You'll need to be.
What does that mean?
I'm going to have to go through a lot of things by just building my life back up, Tad. I mean, think about it, man. I lost everything. The house, everything. My wife, my child. You know?
Well, you haven't lost him yet.
You think JB's
But you know they're going to fight if everything goes right, and you have a right to fight for him. You know, because
They don't have to let you see him.
But they don't have to let you. They don't have to let us see him either. But because he's the real father. It'd be the same thing if it was the other way around.
Right.
With Kira.
So the DNA is just going to be swabs of your cheek, and a copy of this will be given to you, and then you can give it to your lawyer, or we'll send over to the lawyer. But your lawyer will have a chance to go over this. Okay. Here's this. We're waiting on your dad, right?
Yeah, did you guys call him and tell him that I'm now released?
Give me a second.
If you give me my phone, I can do that.
Okay. I can't. And they also got a separate warrant to seize your electronic devices.
Where is that?
It's a separate warrant.
I haven't seen it.
Okay. Go see it. Okay.
Warrant.
Huh?
The warrant was for my pants and stuff.
Yes, for your clothes.
On the house.
The other one's already being done.
It's
probably already done.
Maybe you need copy. That's a little.
No, not really.
Just and they touch yourself on.
Well, they're gonna use that they need that.
I guess there's another warrant for my electronic devices. They had that all
that's standard.
They did a mouse swab. I'm just telling you what they did a mouse swab.
Yeah. To get your
all
DNA.
These little things everywhere. They did a picture for all of them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they can tell about light or not.
So.
Had to let me go. Mom's beat.
So what they're doing is they're thinking you may have murdered her.
Well,
it doesn't say anything other than that.
Well, they ain't gonna find nothing because I didn't do nothing. Sorry, but I didn't. I mean, they can pin whatever they want on me. It's just keep it down. Pass it over here.
Keith was released a short time later, but he didn't heed the warning about the skills of the forensics team and roamed the streets maintaining his innocence, but only for 3 weeks. On April 27th, he was arrested by Flagler County deputies and charged with second-degree murder in relation to Brandy's death. He stayed in custody until his trial in October of 2021, but while in custody, his story suddenly changed.
You may begin speaking now.
Hello? Hi. How are you? How are you? You're dead. They have video. They got everything. What? Video. Of what? I'm not going to say this on the phone. All I can say, Keith, is be honest. I didn't do it. Like I said, Keith, if you did this, tell them. And do it now. I didn't do any of this. Why would I? I don't know, Keith. All I know is they have evidence. So, I'm not saying you did it again. I wasn't there. I believe what you're telling me. I believe that. Not in my mind recollection. I didn't do that. And we may be able to see Brian, because Pat was over here today, and she's getting horrible. I know what it's like. Well, tell everything I know. Get it on. Hear that?
Investigator Quinn Terry, I know that was a quick call. What was of evidentiary value in that call between the defendant and his mother about what he said?
They were talking about his stepson, and Mr. Johansson says, well, what if he did it? And obviously the mother's response was, he's 6.
Right.
He claimed while on a jail call with his mother that while he didn't do it, he thinks that 6-year-old Rylan might have accidentally shot her. But his mother immediately dismisses his claim. Months later, while still incarcerated, his charge was upgraded from second-degree to first-degree murder, and the prosecution would show exactly why at his trial. As it turned out, detectives were able to recover surveillance footage from his home, footage that he claimed didn't exist. In the midst of recovering the footage, they realized that there actually had been cameras in the bedroom, but they had been moved to another location 2 days before the shooting. Prior to being moved, the cameras had caught footage of numerous arguments between the couple where Keith verbally berated Brandy, threatened to kill her, and on one occasion gave her a gun and suggested that she do it herself.
Oh, man. Like bad. It's only a matter of time. So much. You threatened to kill yourself. You may spend the rest of your days in an institution. I could throw you there tomorrow. You did? No problem. Push a person to either beat or kill you because you're too many chances, man. Too many. Show a cop these videos. I'd rather be in prison. I could call in my homies and she both die.
Why?
Sure. I gave up everything on a chance. Somebody lied. Cheats. Does this and that. You know what? I'm gonna leave it here to haunt you. Maybe one day you will.
The prosecution played these clips during his trial, proving that their relationship was nowhere near as peaceful and loving as he'd made it seem in the interrogation room. Following this presentation, Keith himself took the stand, where his story would change once again. On the stand, he finally admitted that he shot her, but claimed that it was in self-defense.
Well, I woke up and I went to the living room to retrieve my pants because I was thinking about him taking a shower. Then I pretty much was in the bathroom, took off my pants, getting ready to step into the shower, and I heard her say boo, which is the nickname that she uses for me. So I go out there, and she had a weapon in her hand. She said that I was not her husband and I was plastic, and I had walked forward to her, trying to disarm her, and, well, I had grabbed my gun, the one that was in the box. Okay. Mechanic? Yes, correct. Okay. Then I started walking towards her, trying to, say, hey, man, and trying to bark orders and for her to drop it and to disarm her. And then she would not do so. So I got closer and I tried to grab it from her, and she lifted it up and a round went out of my gun on her. Then she cocked and swung as I'm retreating,
And another round I pulled off because she was pointing a loaded weapon at me.
So how many times did you fire the canic?
Twice, sir.
Twice. Okay. And where were you at and where was she at when the first shot went off?
We were almost face to face.
Okay. And
because I was trying to reach down and get it.
He went on to claim that he and Brandy were under the influence of meth during the recorded arguments, which made him say things that he didn't really mean, and that he lied to the detectives following her death because he didn't have a lawyer. But his excuses simply weren't good enough for the jury, and after less than 3 hours of deliberation, they found Keith guilty of the first-degree murder of his wife. As a result, he was sentenced to life in prison without the possibility of parole.